welcome everybody to Soda Speaks Illuvium, and today I would like to discuss, I'm going to turn the volume down on this a touch. There we go. Today I am going to put together a starting team for Stage 3. A lot of people are looking to transition from Stage 2 runs to Stage 3, and they aren't quite sure what to put together. We get this question an awful lot at the Hyperion Academy and in the Illuvium Discord. So if you are one of those players, stay tuned, and I will keep this much shorter than yesterday. Yesterday I went over the patch notes on testnet, and that was about a 3.5 hour long video. I'm going to shoot for about an hour today, make this much more easy to digest and a little easier on myself as well. And I've done a lot of research. I should be prepared, ready to go. For those of you who aren't familiar with Illuvium, you collect NFT characters like this Greater Gorilla here. He's a pretty rare one. Dark Hollow, looks beautiful, love him. But you go over to the Illuvidex, which is on the web, and I'm going to start from the top. So a team of Illuvials is up to 8 Illuvials, 1 weapon, and 1 armor. So that's what we're going to put together today. My goal today is to put this team together for under $5. All right, really affordable team, but it can go in and beat some of the strongest enemy teams in the game. So let's get to work. The first Illuvial that I'm going to suggest is our Kellyon. This, I believe, is the only Stage 3 in the group, and our Kellyon, as you can see, is very cheap right now, even with, you know, modest stats, better than average stats. You can pick them up for about $1/4. So you go to the Illuvidex. I'll go through it right here. Just so if you're just coming into illuvium.io, click on Illuvidex, go over to Marketplace, click on Illuvials, either in Overworld or Arena. It brings you to the same place. Then you sort. Our Kellyon is in the turtle line, so we scroll. There's 205 of these Illuvials, by the way. It's a massive undertaking. So we are looking for turtle, and then there are 3. Stage 1's Archie, Stage 2 Arcos, Stage 3 Arkelion. I want the Arkelion because that is the one that has the verdant trait, which is what I'm after. Skip the ones you can't actually purchase, 17 cents. And this is Scoriox's tool that shows me kind of the power rankings here on a 0 to 5 scale. Arkelion, typically you would want health and resistance. Attack speed's good, Omega Power's good. I would probably just grab this 60 power Arkelion with full attack speed and pretty good Omega Power for 26 cents. I think that would be fine for this team. And just to compare, let's see what I actually have to throw in there, because I need to put my worst Illuvial in to make the team. Yeah, let's throw this one in just because it has no health. It does have high resistance, but other than that, it's pretty similar. Just the resistance are too high compared to what we can buy on the marketplace for 26 cents, but I'm just doing the best I can here, and that's okay. Then I want to add the other half of the verdant, which is the sloth line. So yeah, Kling would be in there. And then the Stage 2 would be Twine. You can also, if you happen to have it, you can also add the Gnarl. Okay, but that'd be probably more expensive. So, but check the marketplace. You never know. The Stage 3 might even be cheaper. You might catch a deal. But Twine, I'll grab my worst Twine. That's this guy here. Very comparable to what you would get on the marketplace. But we will check. Get rid of our Kellyon. We'll go over to Twine here. And look at this one right here. Boom. 60. Full Omega Power. The attack damage on Twine isn't that big of a deal. Attack speed still somewhat important. Health is a little over half at 3. That's not too bad. Oh, this is mine. Yeah. So the very one this is so weird. I actually didn't know this. The actual one I'm using you can pick up for 26 cents. I had no idea. It's a pretty good deal, I guess. All right, so definitely going to use that one. And then let's go over to, you need some damage. So this type of style where you can see the enemy board, damage is definitely king. because you can just seek out specific alluvials that cost the enemy a lot but are squishy, like an Ophisto, for instance. 100 points it costs the enemy to put that Ophisto on the board, and if you can just send rogues and immediately kill the Ophisto, then they're down 100 points and your team is that much stronger. So when you can see where the enemy alluvials are, damage is definitely the best. This looks good right here. 63, 12 cents, because it has the full attack speed, good Omega power. Those are both really good for Greater Gorilla. I'll probably just pick that up, this initial team, for 12 cents. Boom. Let's put it in our team. See if I can find a lower tier Gorilla. That's not, that's actually kind of strong, but that's, I think, my best Illuvio. Perfect Greater Gorilla. That's too strong as well, especially being level 51. Let's go with this guy. I would like to use the Dark Hollow, but it's level 36. Let's just use it because it's cool. Yeah, cool factor. No, let's make it harder and just pretend we just bought this off the marketplace. Yeah, okay. Now we're going to do the second half of the Predator. So Predators are rogues that jump to the other, to the back line of your opponent when the fight starts. And then the Predators do a ton of damage on that first hit. They're kind of like snipers in that way. So we're going to add Chukurl, which is the stage 2 drop bear. Here's Chukurl here. A little more expensive. Look at this. Yeah. And here's mine right here. So maybe I'll just play with this one. But if I were purchasing, the 72 is pretty good. These are actually kind of comparable. So, yeah, whatever. They're both pretty decent, especially for the price right now. I think we're in... Okay, and you know what? Very serious financial disclosure. This is a video game. This is not a financial investment. Think of it that way. Think of it as fun, video game. All the money you're going to spend, just consider it gone. Okay? Like, a lot of people are going to tell you, oh, it's an investment. You can buy and sell your NFTs and stuff like that. I have a lot of experience in this space. It's better, much, much, much better to only play with money you do not care about at all. Okay? Once you spend it, consider it gone. And then if you happen to go to some other project or something else and you cash out and you get a little bit of money back, then that is a bonus. Don't count on this money for anything. Trust me on that. End of financial disclosure. Let's carry on with money we don't care about, okay? Please do yourself that favor. All right, so pick this up for, what, 38 cents? Great. So we have the Chukurl. I'll put that in my team. I don't know. Might be that one, actually. That one's pretty bad. That one's pretty bad. That's bad enough with the hollow. Yeah, I'll just use that one. All right. Next, we're halfway through the alluvials on our team already, and the next one is going to be, we're going to add Revenant as well. And I should say this is only for production environment right now. The test notes that I went over yesterday, they're only on testnet. They haven't been rolled out to production. They're going to change a lot. This is the old system where Revenant and the rogues are still really, really strong. So we're going to go with that. Look at this little T-Row with full attack speed for only 13 cents. I'd pick up something like that for sure. That looks pretty good. And I will grab a T-Row. They are tier 1. Yeah, well, we were already there. So he's down at the bottom. That's too strong. That one can work. That one can definitely work. I'll pick the weakest one that I have. I think this one's the weakest. Yeah. Weak. T-Row. You weak, bro? Do you even lift? Alright, so the other half of Revenant is Verminio. And Verminio is a little more expensive, I noticed. But still, I feel like you can pick up a decent one under 50 cents, I'd say. Luckily, everything doesn't cost that much right now. Because if it did, we'd be right up on... Well, this might be nice. Grab a hollow for 51 cents. Pretty good stats. Or you can just go cheaper, maybe 52 for a quarter, 56 for 26 cents. Stats on this would be you want health, resistance, and attack speed. Omega power is good too. Actually, moving forward, Omega power is going to be even bigger an even bigger deal than it is now. So you're splitting hairs because these aren't that great, really. But maybe I'd grab this one with full Omega power to see how it acts when the patch hits. So let's grab this one for 26 cents, populate it. This is a tier 3, stage 2 is Verminio. He's at the bottom usually. Oh, yeah, he's hiding. That's too good. These are both too good because I only have 2. But at least they're level 20. Let's just grab that one, throw it in. It's a little too strong for what I'm trying to do. But he doesn't do much damage. All good, all good. Let's carry on. So what's next in our team, just to round it out? Yeah, we're going to skip that. That was Lura. I was thinking of putting Lura in, but we're going to skip Lura and we're going to do Dust instead. So I'm going to add Quinks now. Because I wasn't sure. I want your team to be as strong as possible, but also inexpensive. And I didn't realize Dust is affordable. You can definitely put Dust in your team at under a $5 team. And it is super powerful. And let's see. There's a bug right now that the first few don't show any prices. So just consider those unattainable. And scroll down until you see prices. You can see these aren't super cheap. But you can pick up a 60 that's serviceable for 38 cents. And let's see if I have a lower end Quinks. Oh, I do. Perfect. That's around a 60 right there. That's perfect. All right. Last and certainly not least, one of the most important units in the group is the Rota. They will do a lot of damage. They also have tremendous CC and are hard to kill. So, super good. This one at 64 for 18 cents is excellent. That'd be a great pickup for anybody. Yeah, I mean, that's the one I would grab. Look at that. Right front and center. Let's grab a Rota. The Rota is a tier 1 stage 2 and is at the bottom usually. Bottom-ish. R for Rota. And I just have the 2 good ones, so I'll grab the lesser. And it's like 10 or so percent stronger than the one on the market, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay. When thinking about weapons here, I just think about what to fill out, and I want to talk briefly about that. So, excuse me. If we look at our team, we can count what everything is. So rogues, we have 1, 2 rogues, 3 rogues. Verminio is not a rogue. Verminio is actually an empath. So keep that in mind. So we have 3 rogues. We have 4 rogues. So it's perfect rogue threshold at 4. Another rogue weapon will give us 5. That won't do anything for us. We're not going to grab a rogue weapon, right? What else? As far as classes go, we have empaths, right? Quinks is 1 empath. Verminio is 2 empaths. And Archelion is a 3rd empath. That hits our threshold for empaths. What else do we have? Just the 1 bulwark. Okay. So there's nothing that we can add for a ranger weapon that will bring us up a class. Good. After classes, go to affinities. I'm doing this in a certain order because that is the general strength of the stuff. Generally, classes are stronger than affinities. So now I'm going to go to affinities. Can I create an affinity? We have 3 air right here. No other air. That's done. We're set. We have 2 nature and we have 2 fire. Interesting. The nature perfectly is on our heavy health tanky units. So adding a 3rd nature could be very effective. Alright, but I feel like fire in this patch is slightly stronger than nature would be. And both our fire units are high damage units. So if we add the fire trait of, I think it's 30% more damage for fire units, that could be very impactful. So what I'm going to do is twofold. I am going to add a fire unit as my ranger, but I'm going to add a defensive one. So I'm going to add a shield, and I will show you why in a moment. And look how cheap these are for just a little over a dime. And just on the weapons, what I want to show you is you click on them. So let's start with this 7-cent one, since maybe we'll get lucky. And it has stats. Okay, so click on and look at the stats. If you don't like the stats, back out. Just find the best statted one, you know, and in your price range, and grab that one. All right, so let's keep looking until we find something decent. And there are tools, third-party tools that you can use, as well as the marketplace is oh, that was the same one. Constantly being worked on. I'm not seeing any good stats yet, which is not unusual, especially at this low price range. You're going to get a lot of junk down here. But you can use these third-party tools to automatically sort based on stuff like attack speed on your shield, attack power on your shield, omega power on your shield, and you can set certain thresholds and have it list only those items. Here's a decent one. Let's just grab this for 12 cents, right? Okay. I will grab a shield for my team right now, and I will populate. So we're on Illuvials. We have to switch over to equipment, click on armaments, and then we have all our weapons showing up. So I want to click the filter button, fire, and I want to do a bulwark, right? I want to do a fire bulwark. Let's see what I have available. Not much. But the one I was talking about is here. Let's hit shift now and take a look. It doesn't have amazing stats, so totally something you can pick up for under a quarter. Let's plop that down in our team. And let's grab the final thing, which is the armor on the Ranger. Armor on the Ranger. And you can do 3 weapons, and you can do 3 suits. You know, if you were going to do 2 other weapons, I would grab like maybe a fire empath and see how the 4th empath does as the Ranger. And then I would grab a dagger. I would actually maybe do nature empath. That might be a really nice unit of 3. Nature right there. Try that, and then like a fire dagger, just see how much damage the Ranger can do. And then so that could be 3 useful weapons. And then if we go to the suit, so I actually, when doing research before this video, I bought this because it was listed for 50 cents right here. So these alloyed imperviums, they're a tier 3, stage 3, right? Is stage 2, my apologies. But somebody listed one for 50 cents, which is way below the cost of the materials. It's way below the cost of the Solon to craft the thing. It just was a smoking deal. So I grabbed it myself, so you won't be able to get this one. But there are many, many other choices. If we get rid of stage, what I was looking for was just a tanky suit. And I was looking at the tier 1s because I thought they'd be cheaper. And I think the shell, maybe, if I click on shell, click on plasma shell. Nope, that has regen, which I don't really want for this. What I'm looking for is like some grit and resolve. I'll check the plating. Maybe that's the grit resolve one. Hemothirst plating. No, that's, oh, I know that. That's Omnivamp. That's a good one too, though, for what we're trying to do. It gives you a little bit of heal. But yeah, this is, I'm gonna waste too much time trying to find it. But search around in here and find whatever it is that you're looking for. For our purposes here, anything with grit and resolve, I like high resistances and high health for the strategy that we're using. Those are the things that you want. So if we go back to my suits, get rid of whatever, there we go, is stopping us, and just grab something reasonable. Like what did I just buy? That's what I should use. That was, I know that was a tier 2, stage 2. Oh, maybe I don't have it. So if you buy something off the marketplace and it doesn't show up, go back to, hit escape, go back to menu, okay, back into overworld. It's gonna pop you back to the obelisk, which drives me nuts because I'm usually right in front of the forge and it's not there yet and I need it. But you know, we do what we have to. So hit I, click on suits, go back to, and boom, it's there. Okay, so a little trick you probably have to do if you are buying these off the marketplace, don't, and then drag it to the right spot, silly. So we look at this, it has 700 health, 50 resistance, 25 grit and resolve. Really, it's the resistances, the health, the grit and resolve that's going to make this strategy work. And what this does, I use the Ranger to soak up as much damage as possible because it's damage to your Illuvials that causes them to lose shard integrity. And then you have to use consumables to get that shard integrity back up to keep using the alluvials, if you don't do that, they will go gray and become totally useless, and you can't use them anymore until you go back to Sanctum Mesa and recharge them. It actually becomes really important for these runs. So I'm going to plop this keyboard, get ready for overworld position. Keyboard is already making mistakes because it's in my lap now, but oh no. Yeah, I have to do something. There we go. Okay. I don't like that either. Video windowed full screen is the best. Sometimes I hit a hotkey that does weird things. Okay, so when you've made your team, look at your team. This is only for when you're starting out, right? When you made your team, look at your team, and when I look at this team, I see air, fire, 3 air, 3 fire with the shield, right? Then 2 nature, and an earth. I feel like this would be a bad team to take to Crimson Waste, where earth and fire dominate, because there you would want mostly water, maybe a little earth, a little air. There's no water in here at all, so let's completely scratch out going to Crimson with this team. Not a great team for Crimson, and we need to think logically, because this is a very weak team, one of the low-end teams that you can bring. These are all like level 20 units. There's no level 60s or even 50s, right? So Brightland is mostly nature and air, a little bit of water, a little bit of fire, a little bit of really low end on earth. So mostly nature and air. This is kind of mostly nature and air with some fire that's going to go hyper. I think Brightland is the way to go, but just as a logical exercise, let's think about Abyssal. Abyssal is mostly water and air, and it has a decent amount of nature as well. So I feel like Abyssal could be a contender, except that water is gonna go a little bit. No, it won't. The water won't go hyper. I think Abyssal's another contender. Yeah. But I'd like to see first Brightland, and if we have enough time, maybe we'll do Abyssal, but I suspect this Brightland run's going to take quite a bit. Click on stage 3 and travel. You can see by my fuel amounts up there that I don't have a ton of cash. This is definitely Illuvium on a budget, and I appreciate it if you support me by using my referral code in the Illuvium.io website. My code is just SODA, S-O-D-A, and if you use that, it helps me out a lot, and I appreciate it. Let me know in the chat if you have used my referral code. I'd love to know. And okay, if you need anything, I would love to help you out too. You help me out, I help you out. I can give away alluvials, whatever, extras, weapons and armor that I have, stuff like that. Just let me know and I'll keep my eye out, okay? So our team's all set. We're good to go. I do have some consumables. Hopefully you have some consumables. I don't have crazy consumables, just I don't use a lot of them. And then when you first get there, you hit M for map and H and see what the loadout looks like, and this is a pretty good one. Most of the stuff is here and here, so I'm going to start up there. I might not even have to go to the other sections. I try to be time efficient, and I always grab every single one of the flint caps. You might not be in this space yet where you need the flint caps, but right now I need all the flint caps I can get. Let's grab this first air unit. This is a Wink. This is a tier 3 stage 1, but pretty decent unit when you're searching, when you're starting out, since this makes the dust unit that's so impactful right now. And the line itself, the Fennec Fox line, is very strong, and in fact it's going to get a little bit of a nerf coming up because it is way too strong in its current form. So grabbing Fennec Fox right now is going to help you. I think it's perhaps even the strongest unit in the game. It's so good. That's a bold statement and probably not true, but it is at least top 20, right? All right. Okay, so let's look at what we have too, because our team is weak, right? We can lose these fights easily. They're mostly air, which means our fire units can go hyper. Our nature units will go hyper, I believe. Except nature is canceled out by fire, so I think the fire units may even go hyper first, but this looks like one that we're going to win. They do have 4 Empath, 2 Revenant. Empath is usually weak against rogues, and that's what we primarily have. So setting up here, I'm going to put my Verdant right up front like this. Scratch that. I'll attack this side first. It's their weaker side, so I'll attack their weaker side first. I'm going to put my ranged dust unit to go and jump into this far corner here, and I'll show you why in a second. I'm going to put my kind of stationary dust unit is going to be kind of far off to this side, or I could even put it might be more effective right here, tucked in here. And this is going to blind in a medium area like this. So whenever you're placing this unit, you want to think about the blind. You also want to think about the charm. It's going to charm the furthest away units and make them walk for a couple seconds this way towards the unit that charmed them. And then Revenant, generally on the outside of what you're doing. I put the Verminio. It's the tankier of the two Revenants. This is the more damagey of the two Revenants, so it's more on the inside, protected a little bit. And then the two Predators I put on the way inside on top of each other. And what they're going to do is this is an empath, I believe. Oh, I can't see it, but I think this is just an empath. Yeah, Virtuous. It is. But it's a lynx, so it's tanky. It's going to take a little bit to chew through. But these three are going to jump across. Hopefully I'll attack that and kill that first and then move on down the line, while this one kind of tanks the outside. The tankiest is on the outside. See how it's kind of lined up. And then we deal with our Ranger. Ranger is the sacrificial lamb. It's going to take as much damage as possible. So we're going to put it on an island by itself. It's going to tank this. This is going to take all this aggro. It's going to hopefully die first. And what that does is it takes all the aggregate damage on the Ranger and it takes it away from the Alluvials, and it allows your Alluvials to last longer without having to use these ring nuts on them. That's the concept, okay? And I'm going to roll this without any consumables. We'll just see where we're at. But if you look at our affinities, really looks nice, right? 3 air, 3 fire, 2 verdant, 2 dust. You know, the only thing we're missing is this earth could be 3 nature, and then it would be just bellissimo. Perfect. Rogue, we have 4. 3 empath gives us a nice tiny little shield. That's nice. Revenant can give us some more shields. Predator's going to do a ton of damage. The only thing different here is that we just have 2 bulwarks, but we can't actually have 3 bulwarks. So there's no real danglers there. I guess if these 2 bulwarks were rogues, we'd have 6 rogue maybe. I don't know. This is stronger in my opinion, and we are ready to go. So let's. The other thing to keep in mind is, and I did forget. I don't usually forget, but you want to right click on the 3 units that you're able to capture, and then you want to hit shift and you want to look at their stats. This is low end stats, and I would only grab this wink if I didn't have one at all, and I wanted one. Maybe I would consider it, even though it's really bad. Kuka's no good, and this Lynx is no good. So we don't have anything that we want to capture. We're just killing this for experience, okay? So let's hit start and hope that we do well. And let's pay attention to these hypermeters too, and just see. Oh, look, our Ranger went down instantly. This is going to be close, which is not a surprise. Our team is as weak as it's ever going to be. We're just going to get stronger from here. That blind was absolutely enormous. This TB Ruko is super nasty because it's hyper, but when it goes down, they are toast. We won pretty easily with a starting team that costs around $3. Okay. Boom. Now you can start grinding. And you can watch your XP go up. This is just making the team that much stronger. Look at all these guys gaining experience. Love to see it. And we can just exit out by hitting escape in the top left corner because we don't want to capture anything. And then we move on to the next thing. The other things I like to grab when I'm in an instance like this, I'm looking for green rocks and flint caps, basically, are the 2 things. And then the alluvials I'm looking for. I personally need an ombre stone, so these rakes are... They make me really happy when I see them because I really want a nice ombre. I got totally destroyed on my Ramfire fusion. Spent a few hundred on materials, and it rolled as low as possible. So I still need a Ramfire and an ombre. Those are my 2 big things that I need. But I have plenty. We still have I'd say at least 3 weeks to make your team. Plenty of time. So there's no reason to sweat at all. And okay, 50-50 heady, I'd call it. No good. Not worth grabbing on the dash either. Enemy team is different. So this gives us an idea of what we would have ran into if we went over to Crimson. Okay, this is an unusual team to run into, having 4 Earth and 2 Water. So our air units, our Revo, and our Quinks are going to go Hyper here. And they're going to have to carry. The Revo might carry, but they have 680 points. That's on the higher end. I think we're just going to tank over here. Do like this kind of setup. And because we have rogues, we can't like really set up back here. It just takes too long for them to walk. So you kind of have to let their rogues beat on you a little bit. And so I will probably put my ranger back here for them to do that. I'd love for the ranger to be in healing range. So maybe something like that. Load the ranger up. Ranger can heal, can take those things. I'm gonna put this over here. Our Quinks right here. And we'll jump onto the little Verminio here. Not Verminio. Vermilier. Jump on the little Vermilier right here. What is this? That's just a virtuous. Yeah, those are all. Yeah, let's grab that guy because he can do a lot of AoE damage. And I would be, because there's 190 points left over, that means the enemy team is much stronger than the last one. Remember, we only had 20 something points left over. So, and with it being Earth against Fire and Nature, 5 units of Fire and Nature, their Earth is all going to go Hyper. So I'm worried about losing this one. And I don't really want that to happen. I said my air is going to go Hyper, so I'm going to throw a Gumbo drop on that. On the Revo. That might be enough to win. Yeah, let's risk losing. Okay, one more thing you can do is look at the encounter mods. 20% additional dodge chance is not that great of a mod for the enemy team. 40% additional attack speed is pretty good. The health is not that good for them. So I think that their mods are mediocre, and I'm going to go ahead and send it. This to me feels like I might lose maybe 25% of the time. There's a decent chance, but I feel like the Revo is going to do crazy damage. So let's pay attention to the Revo. He's not going Hyper though. I probably should have looked at the Hyper wheel a little bit. He's very slow going Hyper, but my team is still very much alive. Their team also very much alive. Their Scarabok is Hyper already. That's going to be tough to kill. Maybe we kill that last. Their Lesser Gorilla, Greater Gorilla is going to go down. It needs to go down before it jumps. No, it jumped. Come on, okay, got rid of that. We're chewing through stuff pretty good. Look at our Revo, 9,000 damage. That's insane. Wow, it's 11,000. It's more than doubling their top damage dealers and more than doubling my top damage dealers. It's doing all the work. We're good. This was a pretty tough fight, but this little $3 team is taking good care of it. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to check the stats. So, you know, you're going to do that sometimes. Yeah. Oh, no, I did check the stats. I forgot that I didn't forget to check the stats. These were not worth grabbing. I'm glad I didn't forget because I really do want good rakes right now. Very important to my personal game plan outside of, you know, talking Illuvium and streaming. I am putting together a team to compete in the Leviathan arena, as well as if they have Ascendant, I'd like to do that. If they do something with Survival, I'd like to compete there too. So I'm trying to put my team together. It's getting there. I'll probably do a video on the alluvials that I have in the team that I'm assembling so people can see where I'm at. I don't have the best team out there, but I have a pretty reasonable one, especially for my budget. I've been budget shopping for weeks. I've been grinding for weeks too. Grinding can really help put a super strong team together, especially if you're willing to sell hollows and dark hollows, which I am. Has really been sustainable for me. Mostly because you'll once in a while catch a really strong Illuvium that you can sell for a lot. I just sold something for 40 bucks the other day that I didn't even need in my team. So that was pretty cool. That's a lot of runs, $40. Yeah, there's nothing worth grabbing here for me either. And let's look, 791 MP, but 6 nature. So my 2 fire guys are going to go hyper, but this is a very, very strong team. And I want, they have 2 wildfire. I want their Blazonite to die first if possible, but the problem is I have rogues. So I'm going to ship everything up to this left-hand side. I also need their Adorius to die first too. All right, that is the plan. We're going to do like this. Yeah, like that. This is going to kind of tank all these other units with our tanky, cheap tanky stuff. We'll put you right inside the turtle, and if you Omega, you might hit Adorius. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Our main damage predators both go on Adorius, and then I want them to kind of walk up here to Blazonite. Quinks is going to blind and tank the Blazonite for now. And yeah, I'm going to have the Revo roll hopefully this way into here and blind the Blazonite again. Because they have so much, 300 extra, I am yet again going to need to use 1 consumable, I think, and I'll put it on the Tiru probably. Yeah, it doesn't show me damage dealt from the last fight, but one of these 2 fire units will go hyper. They're both going to go hyper, but I will put the Gumbo on the Revenant. And I feel like that's going to be enough. This is lean. It's very lean, but this team has performed so well, I'm just going to let it go. So Adori's going to heal itself. It needs to die on the second one. If it gets into a heal cycle, I'm in trouble. It did. It went down, so I think we're good. Look at all the shields we have already. Pretty good for Revenant. Revenant got a big nerf, guys. I wouldn't even call it a nerf. It's a rework. But based on what I see in the rework, it looks like it's less strong. So, nerfed. The rework looks really weak. Instead of giving a shield to everything in a medium area around it, it gives a shield to the weakest character, which, you know what, if you have a little one, which is the sidekick from the Tiru, then it's just going to shield that, and it's just, having a shield on the little one is just not, that's not helpful. It does shield itself still, which could be good, but really big rework there, and we can watch our experience go up, which is pretty cool. We did check the stats. Nothing worth grabbing here. We're just going to keep moving on. Brightland Steppes right now is my favorite place to try and capture strong alluvials. It's just a really strong, good map right now. And let's... good to note where these rifts are. And having 2 of them right here, I will definitely use those. So we'll get an extra... oh, there's another one right there. We'll get an extra 500 or 600 Ergon energy out of these 3. Oh, here's a big stage 3 Lynx. Grab him. Or her. Virtuous Zephyr Lynx. I only have 1 Lynx left that I need, which I was astonished to find out. Found that out yesterday. That I don't remember what it is. I just know I need 1 Lynx. I should even just maybe buy one for 50 cents off the marketplace just to complete the collection, just to be done with it. Oh, there's a mule under it. That's good. Could roll good on that. That might be an upgrade for me, but I am not going to worry about it. Mule's no good, and the Kuka's got to be perfect pretty much for me to grab it. Virtuous Zephyr Lynx is tempting. So let me show you. If you didn't know how to do this, I'll just grab this and put it... Oh, not what I wanted to do. There. That should jump over. There it goes. And you can see it. Yeah, so just go to my collection. Like I said, I have one of these. I just want to see if it's an upgrade. Usually if they're upgrades, I'll grab them. So line and type, we go to links. And I do this when I'm playing. It was a Virtuous Zephyr, right? Oh, look how garbage my Virtuous Zephyr Lynx is. So this is a massive. That's almost perfectly bad. Is movement speed 0 as well? No, two ones. I'm gonna grab this unit if we win the fight. Okay. 5 air. Nature gonna go hyper. Fire gonna go hyper a little bit slower. Let's set up on what looks like the weaker side over here. Boom, boom. We can have you go back there. Actually, let's have you go in the front, because then this will come and attack the Archelion, and the Archelion should pop its Verdant. Let's try it like that. And then this, you know what? Let's keep Quinks within heal range, but might be out of shield range if we do that. Not that it matters, just whatever. I want to go after the Mule here. That's a lot of their damage, although this is going to pop off to the side. Basically, our Predators should come on the Mule. That's worth checking out. This is going to tank this whole side over here. It's going to grab this Emberlinks. And I don't think we're going to need any consumables. We may not have needed the consumables at all. I might have just done overkill. That will happen sometimes, and it's okay. Yeah, just recognize that you might be wasting consumables. This team feels pretty good, and I guess it's all set, so let's hit start. 125 gives us only one shot. If I were thinking, I would have just maybe left the armor off and gone for, I would have had 3 shots at the Virtuous Sufferlinks. As it is, I only have 2, only by 6 MP points. Because if this were 131 and I missed twice on the Zephyrlinks, that's 65. 65 plus 65 is 130. I would have one more shot at it. But you can see how strong this team is, just mowing through S3s. And again, it's because, look at my team, is all hyper. All the yellow. See the yellow border? That's all hyper. Hyper is very strong, very important. Let's see if we can grab this with a tier 2. I think it's going to be around, ooh, that's because it's a stage 3. It's down to 33%. I don't even like that. Let's get into the 80s. 83% twice. That is 1 in 5 times 1 in 5 is 1 in 25. That's a 4% chance of missing both rolls here. And it's better than that. It's less than 1 in 4 chance because my estimate was on the conservative side. Yeah, so nice upgrade. I don't get upgrades often, so picking up an upgrade in the wild like that is a really nice, good feeling. My team is stronger. Not that I'll ever use this Zephyrlinks, but I have it if there's ever an occasion to use it. I picked up a good upgrade there. All right, let's keep moving along. Still have 3,000 energy, plenty of energy to keep this run moving. And I'm going to go get that flare a little bit later. I almost forgot this big mushroom cap here, this flint cap. Got to grab that. Come down, take a peek at these alluvials. You can just tag them like that and move along. You know, usually I can tell. I tag them just in case it is a dark hollow and I'm not seeing it. But I can generally just tell it's nothing. I don't want any of these. I don't want that unless it's hollow. It is. So let's grab that. Could have other stuff hiding. You could easily have a tier 5 hiding behind a tier 3 hollow. Very easily. You can have some stage 3s hide behind a tier 3 hollow too. You know, I mean, I can see a Chikunde hiding in here. So, oh, there's a flint cap over there. I'm going to grab that. I usually am smoother on killing these things, but once they get slippery, then it takes forever. Alright. And you're not killing them, they're just energizing them, right? Well, I hope that's not, I don't know if you saw in the corner there, that I think it was a lynx. If it's not a lynx, it's a squiz. So I hope it's not a little baby lynx. Alright, so what do we have here? A lot of air. A lot of air. Big stage 3 unit here. Here's a stage 2. That's another stage 2, another stage 3. This is a little bit nasty, but it's all air. And there's a bunch of empaths. Oh, it does have Enchanter. Interesting. Let's see if Enchanter's any good. I'm going to do the same thing where I kind of jump over to the weak side. And overwhelm them with my superior numbers on one side and then put my ranger out to dry. You know what? The ranger, I'm just going to have it like tank all these rogues that are going to jump. That's going to get gibbed real fast. But that's okay. That's all right. We are going to jump this side like this. Keeping our nice tight pack with the predators because we really want the predators to attack the same unit. That's kind of the most important thing. We don't need any consumables, I don't think. Both of these guys are going to go hyper, and our fire is also going to go hyper. This is like a pretty good, strong setup. I don't think we need any consumables, but if you want to, when you do like your first couple fights with fresh alluvials, that's when you want to put the flint cap on. Okay? What is our weakest level? 27, 24. Let's do that. Let's do a flint. So these both predators are 20. No, that's 27. So the greater gorilla and the Tiru have the same XP. So let's put a flint cap on the Tiru and see if it separates from the greater gorilla. They are blinded. This, I might lose this. Dust. They are just going to dust me all. I may lose this to dust. Because I'm just not going to do enough damage. And they're going to out-heal the little... Yeah, this is looking good for the enemy, I think. Yep. Come on, come on. Turtle's got to heal a lot. Turtle is hyper and is healing. It's got to continue. I need to kill more units or I'm going to go down here. Definitely looking like I'm going to be in so much trouble. Come on. Oh, no. No, our first loss. Not a surprise. Dust is so good that even when the AI side has it, it just... And they had, what, like 3 rotas spinning around doing dust and everything. We could have still won by using consumables. And the only thing that really hurts is it takes a lot of shard integrity away from us. And we weren't able to grab anything, which I don't even know if I checked. Alright, so all around, bad fight by me. Let's learn and adapt. Let's just go back, pretend we're doing the same loop, just so you can see this. I like this loop. It's pretty alright. Yeah, you'll find your own loops that you enjoy, but this one is a pretty standard, call it kind of the plateau loop for me. Oh, it is a squiz! Nice. Alright, let's see. I'm happy with my Ophisto. I don't think I'm happy with my Octius, so maybe, and I don't know, I don't think I have a good, I certainly don't have a real good squiz. I don't even know if I have a good one. So let's see. Could get lucky here. Jump right into it and see what squiz stats we have. Tier 5s are tough. So if the stats aren't good, I'm just going to let it go. It has to be one that I will put in my team. That's borderline. It does have 4 on Omega Power and 3 on attack speed, but no 5s at all. I'm just going to let that go. I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to let that go. So nothing worth grabbing. See, when we lost a fight, we got wrecked on shard integrity. That's what this is. This Nanitic Discord, a debuff that reduces the attack speed of effective alluvials by 20. Using a ring nut may aid in removing this effect. Yeah, in fact, it will. Is there a way to check? No. Yeah, it's sometimes it'll show you actually how much integrity's gone, but I'm not seeing it right now, and I don't know why. That's okay. Let's win this fight, and I think I want this Fur Knight to die. No, the Squiz will die faster. That's the only reason, just because it's that much squishier. So we will jump first, kind of like this. And Ranger might take tornadoes from the Fur Knight if we
place it way over here. It's close. Because it's going to walk up, it might actually go for these two, but not much I can do about it. This should be an easy fight. This will be an easy fight. I need to have a little more confidence. This one will be easy. The last one I knew we had a chance to lose because of dust. We don't really have a chance to lose this fight at all. It's just kind of a formality. And I think if it were worse, I should have already used my... But you can see I'm not taking any damage on my Benedict Discord one. So that's one way, if you're confident, you can save the ring nuts by waiting a round or two if you know you're not going to lose your alluvial. But that'll come with experience. It's just kind of something I do at this point, decide when to put my ring nuts on. And sometimes I mess up and I lose an alluvial and down to 7. But always want to push that line of efficiency, as this game is very much about being efficient with the resources you have, because they all cost real money, right? So you need to be efficient. Alright, we already checked that out, so now we're going to go back up where that squiz was. And I'm glad I did that little loop, because then I spotted this green rock up here. Green rocks give you the highest chance for shards, and you're gonna need shards. And look, I just grabbed an epic right there. Boom. That's nice. Epic shards are kind of my bread and butter for these runs, so love seeing another epic shard and an Illuvium and a Rubivium. All very, very welcome grabs from that rock. That was a really good rock, actually. Yeah, that was a nice one. Oh, what's this over here? I think this is a little wink. No, it's a Quinks, right? Yeah, this is a Quinks. This is the stage 2 Fennec Fox. These are just really nice units. They're not expensive, but incredibly useful. If you have friends in the game or something, you catch a good Quinks, they will love you forever if you send it to them if you already have one. It's such a good unit. I love these units. So always like to check and see if I can grab a good one. Let's find out immediately so we don't forget. First thing we're going to do is check the stats. Kuka stats need to be so good. Because it... Why do I say that? Because it is a tier 1 unit and we are in a stage 3 run, which is the most expensive run. You can get Kukas for days paying almost nothing for stage 1 runs, right? So you really don't want to be taking Kukas out of your stage 3 runs if you can help it. Wink, not good enough, but this is the one we care about. No, it's garbage. Okay, do they have dust? No. They do have enchanter. They don't have dust. This is, see, when we're all like this, we're going to use our ring nuts to make our run last longer. If we didn't use our ring nuts, and eventually these guys would lose so much shard integrity that they can't be used anymore. So, we're going to place... I'm going to place over to this side because I want to make the familiar walk over here. And I'm going to make it, I'm going to do something like this. Make it chase my ranger. Okay. And I'm going to go after that Quinks. It's the nastiest thing on their team. And finally, dust go over there. It'll roll right through here and might pick up some heals. That's all I'm thinking about on that. So, ring nuts on everybody. Okay. All y'all get healed. Get back in your shards, back in your safe homes, and we can send it. There's no real danger of us losing this fight either, I don't think. If there is, I don't see it, so we should just cruise right through this fight. You can see we're not losing much health, if any, on anything. They just don't have damage, really. Enchanter is in a pretty bad place right now as a class. Not effective, in my opinion. I certainly don't worry about it on the enemy team. 3 Enchanter maybe is a little bit scary, but not compared to 3 Predator, right? Like, it's just not even in the same realm. 3 Slayer, oof. But yeah, 3 enchanter. Meh. Not a big deal. Carrying on. We're really just... So I get disoriented when I come out of a bubble. I like to hit the map and just reorient. And there's a little... There we are. There we are. We're a little buried, but... So now I want to kind of go up to the top. There's an alluvial over here, which I think is where we got the quinks. There's one down here. That was a flare. Remember I said we'd come back and get that. Here's our flare. This is usually... I might have missed it, but usually a 1 cycle get. There, yeah, we got it on 1 cycle quick. That's what I like to do. There's something... Nope, that's just a morphopod down there. Alright, so we're good. We cleared everything out from this lower level. And then we're going to take the bubble up and we're going to look at the different levels. Music went out. I can hear Quancy letting me know. We don't need this anymore, right? Alright. Okay, Ace. No good. Ooh, a Vermilia that is okay. Flare, that's no good. Alright, so this is a stage 3, tier 3, stage 1. My apologies. It is missing only 5. So it's a 31 out of 36. That is really quite excellent. And it is full on the 3 stats I would want it to be full on. Health, resistance, and omega power. So this, you know, attack speed also quite important, but the weakest stat would be attack damage. So this is actually kind of a perfect roll, really, on the Vermilia, except you could argue that you'd like to see attack speed full, and I would nod my head like, yeah, I get that, I get that. Alright, let's set up. We're going to set up to the weak side yet again. I'm not finding myself setting up to the strong side basically ever. I think that's just the way things are working out. We'll find some times when I want to set up to the strong side, I think. And I'll try to explain why. This is not one of those. This is, I think weak side is probably more standard. Oh, I did that wrong. Weak side. Put this right here, because everything's going to walk over from that side eventually, and we're going to tank the majority of stuff with the ranger like so. This, you've seen this setup enough to know this is a pretty standard thing that I do. It's nice because I don't have to think too much. I have a, you know, nice basic setup. I don't want to be thinking all the time when I'm just grinding overworld. I like to put on a podcast or a show. I like to watch comedians on YouTube. You know, it's just a really fun chill time grinding overworld. This, even though they have 177 left over, and their fire units are going to go hyper, and they have 2 shock, this is a little bit scary. And I feel like there's potential to lose here. But overall, I think my team's good enough, and I'm just going to go ahead and send it, even though it seems borderline. Because look, that guy got zapped immediately. Now we go into the danger zone. You know, who's going to win out? It could go either way. I still feel like I'm pretty strong, but I could see us losing this. You know, the Axodon is kind of out of control. That might be enough. They have their 2 hyper units left in the Axodon, and they are going to take it down. And it was, let's see if we can get there. Yeah, it was just this, this Riley that went absolutely nuts on us. And Riley did catch a big nerf, so to be a little bit more in line. Basically, its Omega got like 33% nerfed, which is significant, obviously. Alright, so we've lost 2 fights. You can see that with these weaker teams, it's definitely possible to lose. But you should have your finger on, you know, whether or not you can lose a fight, and then try to think about why, and if you want to use consumables. Because if you use consumables and waste them, then that's costing you money because you have to replenish those consumables. If you just lose the fight, it costs you a little bit because you need to use a ring nut, but that's not that big of a deal, you know, because the ring nut helps so many fights. It's not just for 1 fight. It helps an alluvial over like maybe 6 fights. Thought I saw it. Yeah, there it is. Green one. Want to be better than that. And it's another Quinks. Yeah, it is. Another Quinks. Have that run right to us, right? There's nowhere else to go. And we want to pop that bubble nice and quick. We'll get in there. You can see I skipped the Lura. I have just more Luras than I know what to do with. Love that line, though. Malura in the new patch when it comes through could be pretty strong. Ooh, let's look back at that Wink if there's nothing else and see if this is worth grabbing. It has 3 5s. Health, movement speed's kind of useless, so Mega Power's nice. This 4 on attack damage and a 3 on resistance, and you just really need to worry about this attack speed roll. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 28 out of 36 on a Wink. I don't know. What do you guys think about this one? And it looks like a pretty tough fight because they do have Dust. So let's show that we can beat Dust. We just need to use some consumables. I want the Geyser to die first. So we are going to kind of set up full bore on the left-hand side. We're going to tank these 2 rogues with the Ranger when they jump. Okay. And that is the nasty Familiar and the less nasty Greater Gorilla. Look at these stats. Not bad on that. Dust is what I'm worried about more than anything else. And then Air 5. So Nature's going to go Hyper. Fire take a little longer. So let's throw this on. I thought that Tiruo was a pretty good target the other time, and maybe we need ring nuts. We don't want to. This is gonna be a nasty fight, you guys. We can definitely lose this, so we want to make sure we're ring nutted up. If you're on the fence, throwing one more gumbo drop on the other fire unit would do it, but I want to have a chance to fail here so people can see some failures. But I think with the damage on our Tiruo, if he gets cranking, we should be good. An air. Oh, because of the 2 water, the air is going faster. But, yeah, look. Whoa, look at the Verminio damage is good. Now the Tiru's starting to break out. Is it hyper yet? Where is our... I can't even see it. There it is. It's not. It didn't go hyper like I thought it would. It's behind. I knew Nature was gonna, right? But look at the air hyper. Full hyper on the Verminio. Surprises me that the air went hyper first. But a good solid victory. Remember, we can grab this little Wink. So, I mean, we have tons of throws at it. 268 points left over. The Wink only costs, what, 35? Is that right? I don't know. So if you're like brain farting like I am, just go through this mental exercise. Tier 1 starts at 30. All right, everybody knows Atlas is 30. Tier 2, their stage 1s are 35, so it just goes up by 5. So when you get to Tier 3, this is a 40. Boom, done. It's a 40. 56% is plenty. I used to like go all the way down, like take my 10 and 15% shots. I don't do that anymore. If you want to be super efficient, more efficient than this, then yeah, when you have 10 throws at something, then throw your lesser shards at it and just sit here all day throwing shards at it, and that'll be much better, more efficient money-wise, but I don't worry about that anymore. I did in the beginning. It's a good way. Being super efficient in the beginning can really get you rolling, but I feel like I'm rolling enough now I can just throw those shards and get out of here quickly. So we picked up the little Wink. That was okay. You might sell that for, well, certainly under $1, probably under 50 cents. But these runs don't cost much, you guys. A stage 3 run right now is what? Is it 15? I think it's 13.50 or something like that. And you can buy 13.50 costs what? I can't do the math in my head. I'm sorry. we could take a look at it. Let's figure it out and see what these are actually costing us. Bring this up. We'll go Illuvium.io, fuel. Oh, there it is. My bad. Fuel exchange, okay. And you don't like just look at this. So it's 0.0064, so it's 0.64 pennies for one Krypton, but Krypton is our travel fuel. I like to go in here, and the lowest unit I like to do is 100. So now when you buy 100, you get plus almost 600. You get 7x the fuel, basically, almost 7x the fuel. Okay, so if we're doing a 1350 run, that costs us $8.63, but we're 7xing that. So it's just a touch over. It's like $1.25 per run right now. So when you're talking about one alluvial being worth almost 50 cents, it's a big deal if you can pick it up with a shard that doesn't cost you anything, right? So yeah, these can be pretty self-sustaining runs once you get into them, and if you work it that way, you can certainly self-sustain now in S3s. And remember, this team only cost us $3. Okay, we're certainly going to run across plenty of $3 alluvials in our travels. Maybe not every run, but every few runs we'll go get some nice drops. Just have to be persistent. And if you're running bad, just hang in there and realize that that next Dark Hollow is right around the corner. And the cheapest I've sold a Dark Hollow for is like $5. So always nice to find a Dark Hollow. I've only seen 4 total, so they're super, super rare. I've done hundreds and hundreds of runs. We're gonna leave that wink. Looking for a little. Oh, here's a Verminio. Oh, is it a familiar? No, it's a Verminio, which is fine. I generally prefer Verminio to familiar because you can get away with lower stats if they're allocated correctly. Meaning, if it's a bunch of 5s and a 0, I think it's better than if it's a bunch of 3s and 4s. Because with Verminio, you can fuse and you can gamble on those 0s becoming obsolete. And you can gamble on, you know, smacking a perfect alluvial, and that's where you get the money from. I've fused a couple of perfect alluvials. It's a really nice feeling. And never did I use perfect alluvials going in, right? Alright, nothing worth grabbing here. They do have a full-on Blazonite, but I don't... Oh, and a full-on Phosphorus as well. So a lot of damage. 3 air, 3 nature. So my nature and my fire are going to go hyper. We need to use more ring nuts. That's the one thing I'm noticing with this weak team is I need a lot of ring nuts to keep things going. Whereas with my stronger team, they just don't take nearly as much damage, and they don't need the ring nuts that I need right now with this team. So stock up on your ring nuts. You're going to need a lot of them with a weaker team. And using the flint caps early on to get your XP up. Remember, every level you move up, that's 1% in stats that you gain on everything. And I'm almost out of ring nuts, so definitely not going to do a second run on stream. We'll just do the one, and I will farm some ring nuts on my own. That is not the most exciting thing to watch. If you're farming ring nuts, I personally like Brightland is my number 1 for ring nuts, because I can farm both alluvials and ring nuts, and I can pull 15 to 20 ring nuts out of one run in Brightland. But all 3 areas we can go to right now do have pretty strong. This is an easy. We're not going to lose this. All 3 regions do have a ton of ring nuts that you can grab right now. It's just personal preference. I'm weak in Crimson. Very weak in Crimson, and a little less weak in the other 2 zones as far as knowing where to go for everything. And you might be super strong. Like I know in real life, I know some players that are just really good at Crimson Waste, and they love to just farm it out over there. I love to come to each stage for you know a little while, a few hours, maybe even a day or two, and then I'll switch to a different stage, and that's generally how I mix things up a little bit. But yeah, let's. Are we still on the peninsula? I lose my bearing. No, we jumped down. Okay, here's a ring nut. There we go. Let's grab that. We do want. Oh, and you know what? I have to replenish. I used 2 or 3 of the long stalk mushroom. Oh, there's 2 more ring nuts here. Look at this. And I always like to grab the ring nuts. They're so important right now where I'm at in my journey. Make a mental note that there was a rift right there if I need it. I'm missing a ring nut that I saw. There it is. Yep. I knew I saw that. There's another one down here. There's another, oh, green. I like to grab the green rocks too. And we are getting down to the nitty gritty on this run, but I want to grab this ring nut too. Boom. And then let's see what this stage 3 links is. Could be another upgrade for me. Oh, it's a stage 2. I probably won't bother with it. There's a green rock right there. Another ring nut over here. Oh, it's down below. So let's go down. You want to check this area down here. Sometimes I'll just, and there's an alluvial down there you want to check too. It's a stage 2 though. I don't know if this will change. No, looks more like a stoic, but I like to do this. Then I don't have to move. And you can even check down here through the rock if you want. There's a. I'm just gonna go down there anyways. There's tons of ways to get down here. You can just go over this way if you want. I don't need that. That's an XP mushroom. Those are fine to grab. I can grab this guy here. Don't want to miss too much. Here's a ring nut over here. Sometimes I grab morphopods. Arcane Terralinks. I want to look at that, right? Where did that go? Oh, I don't know where it must be up higher. And this ring nut is below me somehow? There it is. Grab that. Alright. This is a sloth. I think it's a cling right here. We'll just make sure it's not dark hollow. Good. Another ring nut. Excellent. Because I used a lot of ring nuts on this run. More than I've used maybe even ever. I don't need quite as many with my stronger team, and you'll find that out as your levels get higher. You can tank like with a level 40 something or a level 50 something Colossus or 2 and keep the damage away from your squishies. That really helps a lot with ring nut utilization. There doesn't seem to be much more down here that I want. Just check in final checks, and I think we're good to move on now. You know, good to come down here and check though. And I don't think I missed anything over there, and we can just come out over here like this. Whoop, I slid too far. I'm not gonna make that, so I'm just gonna try and come over here. Yeah, I'm not the guy to watch for slick movements and stuff like that. I'm not gonna wow you and dazzle you with my 49-year-old gaming abilities anymore. Grab one more of these. So I'm gonna stay above 650 just in case I run into an alluvial. That's a nice threshold to hit, and then staying above 150 so you don't trigger the dome collapse is another good threshold to kind of stay above. And so I might mentally keep an eye on these ring nuts after I hit one more thing and come back to them later. But I don't have too many areas that I really want to check out for alluvials. Oh, and look there's an Octius just chilling up here. We'll see if the Octius has good stats. You know, I don't get excited about these anymore because, quite frankly, I've never seen anything worth grabbing. Which is disappointing, but they're just too hard to get. Yeah, I mean, basically with an Octius, I'm not getting an Octius without a Master Shard. Sadly, but it's true that the percentages are so low. And I am set up for mining. I can show you that too. Nothing there. One time. See, it's just not good enough. Well, let's check the floor on it. But yeah, it's not gonna be worth grabbing. We go to marketplace, alluvials, line and type. I got distracted by this 72. I was like, I wish, even with the Omega power down, I wish that was ours instead. So this is it's like right in front of me. There it is, Squid. Octius. We'll check the floor by, yeah, it's on lowest price. So floor is $5, right? So I can sell it. I can resell this for $5. And easy fight. So let's win the fight. We're gonna attack that first because it is very, very squishy, and we can exploit the squishiness by instantly killing it before it can even get one Omega off. And we'll tank this nasty. I think it's a rake. We'll tank this nasty rake with our ranger. Now, this is 70. So I'll take my armor off. So I have 2 shots at the Octius. If I even want it. Boom. Dead. No Omega. Wasn't nasty at all. The Mammoth went down instantly. Very, very easy fight. Whenever you're taking your armor off before a fight, it's an easy fight. Love the easy fights. It's like, take a brain rest. Alright. Let's look at our percentage here with a Resplendent Shard. 28.87, right? Alright. What does a Resplendent Shard cost? So we click on Shards. We click on Cured. We'll go tier 5. And our floor is... You can buy them for under $2. Right? Let's call it $2. You can buy them for $2. 28.87%. Let's call it a third. Times $2 is $6. It costs on average to capture one of these things. And we were being conservative. It actually costs more than $6. And the floor is $5. So are we going to try for this crap Octius? No. No. No reason to lose money. We're just going to walk away. Go away. You're not worth it. The game does not make it worth my time and my money to capture you. So I'm going to walk away. Even though it is the second best, that's a tier 5 S2, it is not worth grabbing. You are just getting rid of money by doing that. And now if it's your first Octius, yeah, I mean, do whatever, right? Like, it's fine to lose a little bit of money on your first Octius. But this ain't my first rodeo. Already have an Octius. Probably better than that one, even though it's not good. Let's look. Alluvials. Stage 5, Tier 2, Octius. It is better than that one even. Come on! Get out of here with you lousy Octius. Alright, so there is a rift up here. I don't need that. T. I hit the T button, and then I hit the ground with left mouse click. It might be a right mouse click. I don't know. You'll have to check. I just automatically do it. And that puts a teleport beacon down. So you hit M. Your teleport beacon's there. You just hold it down and it teleports you to that spot, just like it was an obelisk, okay? Then when you die, you may come back to this spot too, instead of all the way back at the beginning. And anytime you want to, you can come up here by teleporting. Just checking. There's a ring cap over here. You know, where is that though? Can I get that easily? That's in a weird spot. Oh. Worth. And we just come around the outside. 2 trailer park girls go around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. Alright, another rift down here, so this is a good spot. Catch 2 rifts if we happen to run out of energy here. I only have caught 1 good shoe bill line I have a horrible Fernite. I have one okay Fern. I bought a good Blazonite off the marketplace for really cheap, like $12. It's really, really good. But I need Fernites. I need 2 Fernites, and I need 1 more Fern. So I have okay Baby Lynxes. Yeah, no good. So we're just gonna win this fight for XP. I don't walk away from fights if they're reasonable. This looks reasonable because we can instantly kill the Adorado in the corner here. The stage 2 elk that does... Okay. Very dangerous unit, right? You don't want to attack the left side. In fact, I could probably show you if I attack the left side here how nasty this Adorado is. If I just do this, it's just an like setup like this, kind of like that, right? This is an automatic win. Let me just check and make sure. Yeah, 5 automatic win, right? But if I do this mistakenly, and this is a mistake, you guys, it might work out only because the Quinks might interrupt their first cast and I might get lucky. But if I reverse stuff, it gives me a chance to get unlucky and lose the fight with timing. And only expert players are going to keep up with the timing between a Quinks cast and an Adorado cast. And I do think the Quinks cast is going to go off before the Adorado, moving the Adorado this way, and then the Adorado will cast its first Omega, healing stuff up, and then perhaps getting into a quick healing loop, which will cost me the entire match. So let's do the mistaken setup and see if we can lose here. I'm telling you, the other one would have been a very easy win. Adorado would have got insta-gibbed. But let's see if we can point to a potential problem here. I do think if this Adorado, so watch the cast here, it's going to pull the Adorado early, right? Nope, it got it. It got it. Yep, we should be fine. It did actually interrupt the cast, so we should be okay. And see, that's what I thought would happen the first time. It would pull it and then it would cast and heal after. But we got lucky on the timing, and so I didn't end up losing, even with the pretty inefficient setup, pretty poor setup. All right, nothing worth grabbing, right? Moving along. Again, if if you're doing the same thing and you don't have a Fern yet, you might just grab that one. Move on. If it's bad enough, you can just be like, I'll see a better one in a few minutes, but yeah. Okay. Oh, Verminio. Another one. And I think I just saw a green rock. I can't get it though because I'm at 745. That would put me at 645 and make me unable to capture anything, and that would basically be sort of the end of the run. End of the alluvial run, and then I would just fill up on flint caps like that one. I can't hit it though because I want to. If I have good stats in this Verminio, I want to be able to capture it, right? So let's look at that first. There's a green rock there too. So we'll grab that first, and then we'll fill up on stuff, and then we'll hit the rifts and fill up on stuff again. Stuff being consumables, mostly ore. No good. 2 of them. No good and no good. So we'll just do XP, and we're gonna let the alluvials go ahead and lose their shard integrity and become useless, because I don't want to waste any more flint caps. I'm gonna attack this left-hand side with everybody but my Revo in the same. I'm just gonna put this Ranger on an island to die. We're gonna kind of set up, kill this big turtle. I think that's an Archelion, right? Yeah, it's totally an Archelion. Should be fine. This should win pretty easily, I think. They don't have anything nasty. They're pretty tanky and they have a lot of heals and stuff, but I have plenty of damage and CC and stuff to chip through that. Just, one at a time. And I'm going hyper. Not taking too much damage, so my alluvials should be around at least one more round. These ones that are low on integrity should be around. Their team just doesn't have enough damage to get through my hyper and heals and stuff. And this is a pretty easy battle. Just taking a while because they were so tanky with so many heals. It did take some time. I would worry a little bit about this Greater Gorilla maybe not being useful next round, but even so, like if the Greater Gorilla's gone, you know, 1 or 2 consumables can make up for it, so we can still continue our run if we come across a high value target. I'm not worried at all. High value targets worth dumping consumables on, even if you're like 3 alluvials short. If you consumable up, you can still win a fight in stage 3. It's not something to worry about. Okay, so I'm going to go below my 650 threshold now, and we're basically done with the run unless I come across an amazing alluvial. I'm just going to clean up down here. I'll show you one more area that's worth checking. You certainly want to come over here and check. You want to check this whole place out, but I'll show you. This spot over here is really good in the corner. There's a high value target. Look at it. It's a stab in tier 3, stage 2. There's often a high value alluvial over there. Always, every run I check that spot out, and I'll show you another spot worth checking out, even though it's way out of the way. There's often high value target over there too. There are many other spots that I haven't even gone to that I can show you in Brightland that are worth checking out every run if you're in that mode. I'm in more of a XP efficiency mode right now. I don't check everything out anymore. Not worth getting. Keep in mind, this line, this penguin line, does not use Omega Power at all. So you're down really Omega Power, and you can be down movement speed if you want. You're just looking at these 4 stats. So looking at it through that lens, this isn't too bad, but not really worth grabbing for me. They are pretty tanky with 5 bulwarks, 3 nature, 3 water, all going to be good for tankiness. With everything being as it is, should I fight one more time? I think I can risk it. I'll do one more fight here. And I'm going to lose some alluvials for doing it. But I think it could go either way. Maybe I'll be okay. Maybe this is a mistake. But let's find out, yeah? This is heavy. 190 left over. Might even lose this fight. I'm going to change my mind and just go ahead and escape and go back to the top of this area where I placed my teleport beacon. I'll show you that little spot to check out, and then we'll clear everything out, get rid of that, go to the rifts that are further inland. So if you look at where I'm at, I'm way outland right now. I need my 2-gun. I'm way on the edge of the map, right? Which is where you want to be when you hit your under 150 and the dome starts collapsing. You want to be on the outside ring and then move your way in. And you want to have left some stuff in the middle to grab. All things to think about. But yeah, so we can come back up there. I'm just going to check this little nook over here. I think it's right here. Yeah, there's one in here. This is worth checking usually. And it's just a Garbo. No big deal. So let's head back over. Is it over here? Yeah, it's way over here. We need to grab 3 things and then we can start hitting the rifts. So I think I'm going to jump down because there's not enough up here that I want. I might have to hit just white rocks, which is, I think they're called lazurite, which is fine. Yeah, I wanted to show y'all. So right now I'm rocking 12% or 5 essence for duplicate, 12 and 5. This is my prized possession. And then 12 and -3 harvesting cost. I could, when I'm going strictly for alluvials, I throw on my harmonic stabilizers and get more capture power. Those are my 2 setups right now. I'm thinking I might actually do a harvesting setup and see if that's more effective than my mining setup right now, because I do so many ring nuts. And I've never done a harvesting setup in the game ever. But I might try it and see if it's effective. I don't know. I'm excited about it. I don't know if anyone else is. Can't wait to try out my harvesting setup. But for real, I think I'm gonna try it. It's cheap. It's relatively cheap. All right, so dome is collapsing. I'm gonna grab the rifts. I thought there was one here. Yeah, let's grab this rift. Right, and grab the one up top, and then we can get out of this. Oh, I keep doing that and going the wrong way. We'll grab this rift up top. And these just give you extra energy. It's diminishing returns. The more you get, the less energy you get back. I should have put up here a teleport because I'm going to just travel back there, but I'm going to go the long way now. I have to go back to the beginning, but I want to check out the peninsula. I feel like I didn't. Or we could go to a new area real quick. Yeah, whatever. Let's go up here real quick. Let's do a new area and see if there's a bunch of ring nuts or something. This is a little risky. We're going to end up in dome collapse real quick, but this is way out there. And there's not much up here. Is there anything up here? Just a little bit. Not really worth grabbing. If I do see a high value target alluvial, I might not even be able to get it. It's going to be close. There's nothing. This was a mistake, yeah? There's nothing up here. That was silliness. I didn't go far enough. So now, mad scramble just to grab random stuff, basically. Alright. There's another rift. There were a few here, right? Grab that. There's another one there. Another one here. Let's just start grabbing stuff. You can see that dome collapsing. Grab a gem, maybe. Nope, 2 Illuvium. That was weak. Yeah. Just grabbing stuff. Not crazy about that floorball, but better than running out of stuff, yeah. One more. Another gem one. And then we're done. That's the run. But, it was only... Was that... Okay, I have 2 times on here, and I don't know which one's accurate. Huh. I don't even want to say because they're so far apart. It would show you how bad I am at time. I have no idea. Huh. And my time doesn't work on here either in the run. Here, we'll see when I leave. It will. Oh, it's on the map. That's where it is. Yeah, time played 0. All right, so that was stage 3 run with a team that cost less than $3. I think it was pretty effective. I didn't get any good alluvials. I think I got 1 upgrade for myself and then 1 thing that I could sell on the marketplace, right? This is my upgrade. This is my 1. This is on the low end of a run. Usually I walk out of here with 4 or 5 useful alluvials. Really only got 2 this run. That totally happens. But I picked up, you know, the Wrath Essence is useful. The Rubivium's very useful. The Illuvium's very useful. 5 Epic Shards is excellent. 4 Guardian Essence, those are useful. The Rare Shard's good. 4 Gumbo Drops is a bit much. I could have done with 2 or 3. 15 Ring Nuts is about average. And, yeah, I mean, overall, I'd say this run probably cost me a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, it was only pennies, and it was a negative run, negative EV run, and it'll get balanced out very quickly by a positive run. And you're probably the very next run, I'll probably do much better. This was, like I said, a little bit lower end as far as what you receive from your runs. You know, 5 Agile Essence. I got a lot of Essence is what I ended up with. Look at all these Essences. And some of these, like when I don't have them, I'm paying like 80 cents sometimes for some of these tier 5 Essences. So just 2 of those is worth the run. And you know, I don't really think about that and factor that in. But yeah, this could be a pretty positive run if it keeps me from spending money on the marketplace. So send that to Purifier. And that is it. If you ever have any ideas and you want me, any questions about the game, any ideas for a stream, please let me know in the chats and Discord, anywhere, anytime. I'm going to be doing more of these videos. I'm going to shoot for right now 5 a week. They'll be all over the place for now. I won't have set an hour or 3 hours or whatever. The time is just going to be all over the place, but that's the plan. I'll try and do them during the week, during the day when the boys are at school, which is basically right now for me. I'm on the East Coast in the US. Yeah, well, thank you for tuning in. I wish you the best of luck. Check out TestNet if you want. The Gauntlet games are pretty fun over there right now. They're just wide open. There's no established meta. It's in a really good spot. I'm really enjoying my Gauntlet games. So check that out on TestNet when you need a little bit of break from grinding Overworld and building your team. With that, I am Soda. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you can, please like and subscribe on all the different medias. I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Twitch. And then also go to illuvium.io and use my code SODA in the referral area. I should probably make a video on how to do that. If you're unaware, please hit me up. I'll walk you through it personally. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.